In a move that comes bearing no good news for freshers, IT major Wipro has now changed the offers it initially made to these freshers. Now, what Wipro has said, and it's written to these candidates, that previously we made you an offer about 6.5 lakhs per annum, but now we want to slash it to about 3.5 lakhs, which is almost a 50% reduction. Now, the move by Wipro comes amidst a lot of uncertain demand environment and also the fear of recessionary concerns, which has now caused Wipro to delay the onboarding of the 2022 batch of graduates for several months. So what does this really mean for times to come? And more importantly, what should freshers do? I have with me a very special guest, the former director at Infosys, Mohandas Pai, is now joining us on the broadcast. So thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here on CNN News 18. What do you really make of this move? You're given 6.5 lakhs per annum, then you're said join with 50%. And if you say no, then we don't know if we have a date for you to commit or not.
Companies have faced the situation earlier too. This is not a first time it's happening. It's happened earlier. And in most of the times, they deferred joining for a couple of months because they did not have space for people to get trained and join the workforce because business has come down. They're hired in advance. There have also been occasions where companies have asked people to join faster. But with companies must give a definite time frame for joining. Even if they defer, they must give a time frame and say you can join by so and so date. Until the date they join, they must give them some training so they can keep themselves busy. So I think it's important. But this new method of telling you can join early if you cut down your salary, I think is very wrong. Because company must be seen as credible employers. When companies make some offers, you can't just withdraw it. Yes, there is economic difficulty. It's very real. You can defer it for a short while. But you can't say you join with half your salary because these people would have got offers from others, many of them, and they would have refused the offers. And others would have made equivalent salary or more, but they would have come to the big brand name. And now to deprive them of the options because they have accepted this offer, I don't think is right.
So I also want to understand that how come Wipro is the only company that is going forward with such a mandate, because other IT companies haven't done something similar. If you take TCS, for example, they're in fact saying that we'll go forward with the hikes as well. So what do you think is making only Wipro go forward with a mandate like this?
See, earlier these things happened because the entire industry went to a downturn. Like you say, if there's no downturn across the industry, only one or two companies, a few companies are doing it, that means it's a company specific issue. Maybe the companies are not seeing growth. But please remember, if 1,000 companies, 1,000 employees, or 2,000 employees, I don't know the number, are made this offer, the total impact on cost will be very marginal. When you're making 9,000, 10,000 crore profit per year, incurring an additional cost of 100, 200 crores is not going to hurt you. You can always explain to, analysts and others that, look, we have made offers, we're keeping our promises, and we'll have a bench and tell these people you'll be in the bench longer, then start using them, right? You can do that. So this idea I think it's a bad idea. It should not be done, and much less done by these big companies who have got such a great name. I mean, these are all great brands, great names. They built it over a period of time.
So you're saying this could take a hit as far as a brand name and what the establishment represents. I want to talk to you about the debate around moonlighting. Do you think that's a possibility that freshers would now want to indulge in moonlighting? Because today we're seeing youngsters, conquer the world of digital. Now, if you tell them work at 50% salary, they might want to look at other avenues.
No, but you see, let me tell you, moonlighting is not going to impact these people, except it is going to reduce their affection for the employer because they're not trained. They're all freshers, right? Freshers means you're fresh off college. You may not have the skills to moonlight. I don't know how many of them will have the skills to moonlight. They have to be trained. They're not done any work. And moonlighting, you need people with skills. I don't think they have the skills. They have to be trained. So I don't think it'll happen, except that as they progress in the career, their affection for their employer will be less, and you're going to see very high attrition because you've broken the bond at the beginning of the relationship. I don't think there's going to be a moonlighting issue as much as the issue of corporate values.
Before I let you go, what would your advice to freshers be? They seem to be caught in a very complicated situation. Should they go forward, take this 50% offer, or should they wait it out?
Look, for the freshers, my own advice will be look at all your options. And if you feel that by joining early, you're going to get a bad deal, you're not going to get the salary you want, but by joining early, you are going to get good training, you're going to get good experience, take it up, because make the best of a bad deal. Because if you don't take it up tomorrow, there may be no job. If you sit at home for 3 months, 6 months more waiting for a call, and you don't get a call and takes more time, your skills will be out of date. So here at least, you may join, get a lower salary, but if they are going to offer you training, and these are very big, high quality companies, take the training. And then after that, when you feel very confident, look around for a new job and leave as early as possible.
Okay, that's useful advice. I hope freshers there are listening to that advice that's been given by Mohandas Pai. We leave the conversation, sir. Always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here.